Good day and thank you for watching this Citrix Endpoint Management and Samsung Knox product integration demo. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jeroen Lebon. I'm a Senior Technical Product Marketing Manager for Citrix Endpoint Management. And today we are going to talk about and have a close look into how Citrix Endpoint Management and Samsung Knox are working seamless together to provide your company with a secure modern workspace. So, why Citrix and Samsung? Well, Samsung is a world leader in the smartphone market and Citrix is a world leader in the unified endpoint management market. Do I need to say more? So the agenda for this session is as follows. First, we discussed Knox Mobile Enrollment, what is KME and how is the KME architecture. Next, we have a look at the Samsung Knox Service plugin. What is KSP and how is the KSP architecture looking like? Then we move on to Samsung Knox EFOTA, Enterprise Firmware Over the Air. What is it? And again, how does the high-level architecture look like of EFOTA? Then we move on to Samsung DeX. We explain what Samsung DeX is and what it does, which modes does it support. And when we're finished talking about this, we'll switch to the Samsung Knox and the Citrix Endpoint Management Administrative Console and quickly have a look at these components and services. And then we're going to demo this on a factory reset Samsung Galaxy device. So let's jump to it. What is Samsung Knox Enrollment? Well, Knox Mobile Enrollment is a zero-touch deployment service that allows you to quickly enroll large number of devices, of Android devices to your EMM. For corporate use. Once an IT admin registered device with the service, this device user simply has to turn it on and connect it to Wi-Fi 3G or 4G or nowadays even 5G during the initial device setup. Devices can be added to the Knox Mobile Enrollment portal by a reseller or by installing the Knox deployment app on a master smartphone and then NFC bump and enroll a device into Knox Mobile Enrollment. So it's out-of-the-box MDM enrollment. It's streamlined for the device setup process. It's available on any Samsung Galaxy device with Android Lollipop or greater. And the service itself is SOC 2 certified. So that's really cool. So let's switch to the Knox Mobile Enrollment. You see the architecture picture here. You have the KME portal. You have KME APIs. That's mostly used by the resellers. You have the Knox Cloud server, which lives in the cloud, what the name already says. And you have the endpoint, of course. And on all Samsung devices, the Knox Enrollment service is installed. And during the onboarding process, the Knox Enrollment service will download the EMM client, in this case Citrix Secure Hub, and will trigger the enrollment. So this is a similar bulk enrollment experience that you get on other platforms. So when a device is first started up or after a factory reset, all Samsung devices check the Knox Cloud server, and if a KME profile is associated with that device, the information is pulled onto the device during startup. And this information is used by the UEM client to provision the device policies. So next, what is the Samsung Knox Service plugin? Well, the Knox Service plugin enables IT admins to use the Knox platform for enterprises as soon as they come available. Knox Service plugin is built on top of Android's new standard called OEM config. And OEM config is a feature that allows you to create and remotely push configurations to apps through an XML scheme file that is hosted on an app on Google Play. And in this case, it's the Samsung KSP Knox Service plugin app. So it helps enterprise customers deploy existing and new features much faster. And it leverages the UEM framework and the UI to offer those integrated KPI features. So it also reduces the costs on our side to develop the features, as they are instantly available through this new architecture framework. Now, let's have a look at this architecture framework. So, first of all, you have the app developers, in this case, Samsung, that has developed the KSP app that implements the logic to support managed configurations into their apps. They use the XML scheme file to define which app settings IT admins can remotely configure in the Android app. This scheme is linked to the app manifest file, and after each update, app developers push their app to the managed Google Play. So the UEM developers, and in this case Citrix Endpoint Management, implements this logic again to pull the managed configuration schemes from the apps on the managed Google Play. And the Citrix Endpoint Management console then uses this XML scheme to allow the IT admin to specify how they want to configure the app settings. After the admin saves this configuration, the Citrix Endpoint Management Service pushes the configuration to the managed Google Play. And once an app configuration is updated and pushed to the managed Google Play, the app is updated on all applicable devices to reflect the new configuration. We're gonna have a look at how this looks like on Citrix Endpoint Management later on when we go through the administrative web portals of the Knox services and Citrix Endpoint Management. Next on the list is Samsung Knox EFOTA. Samsung Knox EFOTA, or Enterprise Firmware Over the Air, is a service that allows you to manage and configure firmware updates on Samsung devices running Android 7 Nougat or higher. It provides device security and an efficient rollout of firmwares. It allows you to do software compatibility testing in batches, and it can force remote updates. Samsung Knox EFOTA is the only service that has this type of granular and control firmware updates available in the market. Now let's have a look at the EFOTA architecture. So first, you have the admin register the device by providing their EMMIs to the Knox EFOTA portal, and that can be done on several ways: bulk upload in CSV files, etc. The admin installs the EFOTA client on the app devices, and that will start the app and completes the registration process for that device. In combination with KSP, there are additional options to automate that whole process and make it transparent and very easy for the IT admin. So the admin sets an update policy to assign the firmware version to the device, and the client app checks or pulls the Knox EFOTA on one server for updates. The admin can also push updates to the devices. So that's what you see on step 4. And step 5, the Knox EFOTA 1 server deploys the OS updates in the form of firmware delta as a binary to the device. So that's basically all there is to it, to Samsung EFOTA. So then quickly to Samsung DeX. What is Samsung DeX? Well, Samsung DeX is a unique product that lets you use your phone as it were a laptop or desktop computer. You can simply connect your phone to monitor and optionally use a mouse or keyboard or an S Pen to launch apps, move objects, type text, write text, or draw images. The newer versions of DeX are even wireless. You don't need a dongle anymore. I will do a demo with the older DeX docking station here with this S8. But as I said, if you have a modern Samsung monitor or Samsung TV, all the technology is already embedded into the system there. So it provides you with a mobile desktop experience. It has defense-grade security on the desktop. Universal app compatibility, so most of the Android apps you find in the store are compatible with DeX, and it's customizable, so you can do backgrounds, key mappings, and all these things you find also back in the KSP application, where there is a Samsung DeX configuration option. That said, there are 3 modes. There is the DeX mode. In that scenario, your smartphone will be used as a touchpad. You have the screen mirroring mode, which in that scenario, both the screens, the connected screen and the screen on your smartphone show the same information. And you have the dual mode. That said, let's switch to an Android device, factory reset, and go from there. So we have a factory reset device here. And what we're going to do, we're going to start the enrollment of this device. And because we need to install some configurations and applications, of course, like the KSP application, like the EFOTA application, and the applications you want to use in your modern workspace, like, for example, productivity tools, the Citrix Workspace app, Citrix Secure Mail, Citrix Secure Web. We're going to do the enrollment first, then we're going to switch to the admin portals from Samsung Knox and to Citrix Endpoint Management. So let's get this show on the road. You will see this is a factory reset device. I'll have all the agreements and I will select next. I don't have any data that I want to restore, so next I will do the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna pause the recording a second to type in my password. Okay, so I have entered my passcode and I will make connection to the Wi-Fi. As soon as this is done, you will see it will check the quality of my internet, and I will select next, and it will check the KME service, and you see now the Knox mobile enrollment service is kicking in. So we'll check if I need a new update of the service, so the service that's running on the device. If that's the case, it will install the new version of the Knox mobile enrollment service on the device. It will check now the cloud service and will download the required MDM profile that I have attached to this device. This may take several minutes. And let's switch to the browser. Here we are. So we have the Knox admin profile, or the admin portal. You see here that I have one device uploaded. That's the device that we just have seen in the demo. You see that the tag is NFC because I use the Knox enrollment application to onboard it into the KME portal. You see the bollock actions here, and you see the MDM profiles here. So I have two profiles. I have the tag preview where I have the basic information, and this is a public version or a tag preview version of a secure hub. So that's why I have added the other MDM, and the MDM agent APK is manual. Otherwise, in production, you just use the drop down and make use of the default settings. Just the custom JSON to redirect the agent to the correct ExamMobile instance or Citrix Endpoint Management instance. You can enable dual DAR here. You have QR code for enrollments. You can disable all system policies here. You can attach a EULA or a terms of service. You get a great example on how that looks like, and that's basically it. Let's switch back to the device, and you will see that I already have like the pop-up to set up the device, and you see the terms and conditions here, and you see secure hub, so I accept and continue. You see now that the device will be in a fully managed mode, so it's a corporate owned device. So this will take a few minutes again. So we're gonna switch back to the Chrome browser, and then we're gonna have a look on the EFOTA side of things. So the dashboard portal of Samsung Knox services, there is an option to go to the EFOTA website. I see my session is expired, and it says welcome back. Under the bulk actions, you can upload the devices, enroll devices, unenroll devices, delete the devices, unassigned devices, tags, etc. You will see here that I have one device in here and an enrollment pending. So as soon as the EFOTA applications is installed, it will contact the service, and it will start enrollment, and it will check if I have a campaign attached to it, and of course licenses, etc. I have one test campaign that's here. Test campaign, you can do all the nitty-gritty details, the campaign period, the firmware installation period, the start dates, the firmware download period, and the timeframes there. You can have control over the network speed, the battery level. You can even block the factory reset options and enter support details. You see that one device is connected here. That's my S8. So as soon as that is available there, it will get that update. So hopefully we will see that later on in the device. So let's switch back to the device. We have to enter a password, and the enrollment should start. You see the information from KME is sent to the device, so as the user and the Citrix Endpoint Management Cloud Service address. So the enrollment will go further. The NetScaler gateway will be contacted, and the MEM enrollment will take place also, so that you can use the MEM SDK or MDX functionality of Citrix Endpoint Management, like the micro VPN settings there. So let's pause for a minute and wait until all these settings are done on the device. So we'll see the MEM enrollment now. I need to confirm the PIN. So that's all good. And you see that the enrollment is complete. Now in the background, all the magic happens with Citrix Endpoint Management, pushing the applications, including the KSP application, which contains the configuration to deploy the EFOTA application, etc., etc. So let's wait again that all this is downloaded and complete, and we'll come back to you after that. So we quickly switch back to the device. As you see that the Knox license is now pushed to the device and activated. So it will check the policies, it will check the license, the validation is complete, the container upgrade is complete, and the latest policies would be applied. You see the KSP app is installed, and all the other configurations will be done. You see that the KSP will trigger the Knox EFOTA application to be installed, and that is what is happening now on the device currently. So EFOTA will be installed. The enrollment will take place of the device into EFOTA. You will get the disclaimer you need to accept. You see that the enrollment of EFOTA is complete. KSP is complete there. You see here there is a campaign. There is a firmware available. And you see in the background that the firmware is being deployed, and that it will be installed at 2 o'clock, between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So this is that demo firmware version, and you can see that by the .dm that's behind the firmware version. So if you testing this is how you can see with a test campaign that that EFOTA is working. Let's wait for another few minutes so that all the applications are installed, and then we get back to the DeX demo, which is really cool, and the Workspace demo and the Secure Mail demo, and have a look at the Citrix Endpoint Management portal and all the configurations we did there for this demo. We'll be back in a second. So back to the device, we see that the applications are all installed. All of them that are available through the Play Store. My Google Drive, my Google Chrome, my Google Meet, Google Docs, Sheets, all the Google apps are in there. And we have some unified endpoint security apps like an MTD, and we have the Citrix Secure apps, of course, and some utilities. And under the utilities, you see the Knox Service plugin and the Knox EFOTA applications installed. Workspace app is, of course, also installed. First of all, let's go to the secure mail. We will start secure mail, and we will have a seamless login experience. If it's correct, secure mail will start. To retrieve the account information that's verified, and then your email will be synced to the device. You first of course get the nice new look and feel with the new colors, with some tips and tricks, and you see now that the MTD also has sent activation link, so we can activate zips. Because the application is already installed, we should get an activation starting a secure network connection. You see zip is activated, required. Permissions are asked. You can change this also with some policies, and there are no threats detected. So that's cool. So that's the secure mail integration, seamless. Let's go to EFOTA. You see here the settings already. We talked about that before. Let's close all the apps. You see also the security restricts you from stopping the application. So these are the Knox service plugin and the Knox EFOTA application. Let's go to the Knox service plugin, because I have configured a debug mode. And because of that, you can see the configuration results here. You see all the configurations that I have sent through KSP to this device. You also see in the color red the errors that were because the API is not supported on this device. So for example, the DeX customization is not supported on this device. So this is how that looks like. You see the policies received. So this is the file itself. So that's really cool. We see that works also. You see all the other applications installed, and now let's see if we can get some magic, because I have a keyboard and a mouse attached to the Samsung device, and if all's good, we have an option here to switch to the DeX mode. And you will see that I have a mouse and I have a keyboard, and that's connected to the DeX device here. So we're gonna play around with that. So bear with me. You see now all the applications that are supported by Samsung DeX here. You see the Samsung Knox of this Samsung Knox applications also here. You see the Google Productivity Suite, so Chat, Meet, Sheets, Slides, Notes, Drive. So if I open Google Drive, I will get all the applications and data that is connected with me. So I can open it. I have a PDF. I can read it. I can open it with the PDF viewer. I can share it, just like you did on the desktop. You can do it with a Word document. So it will be opened. It will be viewed online, and I can edit if I wanted. too. So that's all cool. I can edit here, see, and all the stuff that I can do on my laptop I can do also here. So that's really cool. Similar if you open the application. So I have to tap close here. The applications a little because I'm of course in front of the screen there. So if I have Excel or Docs, I can also open them here, right? All seamless, works all fine. Emails. So if I open Citrix Secure Mail, I get all the emails, but then in desktop mode. So I need to log on. Secure Hub needs to authenticate here. You see Samsung Labs is enabled. Because I have a keyboard, I can now use the keyboard to enter my PIN. So I type it in there, and that will open up my my secure mail application. And you see that I have documents in my secure mail as an attachment. So I probably will be able to open that. Here you see in the viewer. Works also seamlessly and great. Same goes for the Excel stuff. So basically, you have a desktop in your pocket with Samsung DeX. Let's move to a more interesting part of things. So let's say you want to do more extensive work. You can switch to pop. Let me close my webcam for a second so I have better view here. So up, we can go to the Citrix Workspace, and with the Citrix Workspace app, which is also fully DeX compatible, you will have your Windows desktop completely available on your smartphone. So if you're online and have connectivity, this will perfectly work. The previous scenario that I showed you with the native application, that also works offline if the data is of course offline that you need to get access to. So I will click get started. It will ask me for my email address. That is what I need to add here. So that's a demo.cloud.com. And it will ask me for my username. And as I said, if you have this entirely set up for all your Citrix services, all this is a seamless experience for the user with auto discovery servers and all the ISL that is available. So that should be my username and password. We'll sign in. We get authenticated. Citrix Workspace app will get populated. You see all the great stuff in here. You can take a tour. Let's do that later. You see the micro apps and the feeds in here. The actions. You see that all these things is like, oh, let's do a PTO request at your fingertips from your smartphone. Now let's go to apps. You see all the apps that are available here. For me, the desktops, all the desktops available. Let's see if we can get a 3D application running on this. That would be very sweet, of course. Okay, so let's do on-prem desktop in Americas and see if we can get the 3D application over there and see how that performs with a Samsung S8, a DeX station. So we have a desktop. And here we have the rich graphic apps. So let's see. Let's do the FaceWorks. So this is like a smartphone. An S8 is really a little bit an older type of smartphone with Samsung DeX connected to a Wi-Fi network with a keyboard and a mouse to on-prem CVAT environment in the Americas, running NVIDIA FaceWorks real time. This is not bad at all, I would guess. Cool stuff. So basically, that's all I wanted to show you on the device side. We close. Now we're gonna have a look at the Citrix endpoint management side of things, and that. Okay, so let's switch to the endpoint management interface. For the Knox mobile enrollment, there's nothing that we can show here. There's no integration things you need to configure. For KSP, we need to go to the configure tab and add the KSP application for Android Enterprise, similar as we do that for other Android Enterprise applications. So I have it added here already. The process is just select add public app store, provide a name and the description, attach it to the correct app category, select Android Enterprise, search the managed Play Store by providing a search term, select the Knox service plugin, approve it if it's not approved already. In this case, it will be approved already, and deploy to the correct deployment group where your devices are attached to. Then you need to go to manage and of course configure the managed app configuration for the app. For Android Enterprise, normally you have the option to do, let me check, Here the manage configurations. So you create a policy for the manage configuration. You get a nice drop-down option, and you will see the Knox Service plugin app here. That will read out that that XML scheme that we talked about earlier, and give you the abilities to configure the settings. So we go to the OEM config one, which is the one deployed, and you'll see like I have put some configurations here, DeX policies, etc., etc., and you can view the restrictions, add configurations, enable it, view restrictions again, and then enable, disable, toggle on, toggle off, remove, delete, add values to all these configurations. So these are device-wide policies. These are work profile policies or profile owner. And here you see the DeX customization profile where we got the error on, right? So here's the logo. You saw that popping up, and here's the wallpaper that you saw. Skip the welcome screen. You can enable, disable that, and all these features. Same goes for device settings. Please be aware that you get the correct licensing. Reach out to your Citrix sales engineer or to your Samsung contact on these things. Save it and deploy them to the correct deployment group, and you will get all the settings you want. So let me think. Anything else we should show you? I think not. Then I want to thank you for listening into this decent long Citrix and Samsung demo. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully until next time. Thank you.